Milan, Italy's glittering metropolis, is the country's commercial and financial center. Active at all times, however, Milan's economic impact is not as significant as before in addition to preserving its distinctive cultural significance and is known as the world fashion capital. It is also a center for contemporary art and structures like Gothic cathedrals and art galleries, exquisite dishes from the world's top chefs, and an abundance of interesting Italian trends. When comparing other Italian cities, Milan truly stands out as one of the best, and to top it all up, Milan is a city that blends traditional elements with cutting-edge technology. In terms of philosophy, ethics, endless possibilities for tourist destinations. If you're not prepared for your trip, it could be a bit overwhelming. So, to choose the top attractions to visit, we've made a video that tackles some of the best attractions to visit in Milan. No matter what you're into, modern art, taking a stroll down serene parks, or simply checking out the vibe and the great food. Welcome back to Hotels and Cities, the channel that focuses on great places to visit and worthwhile travel destinations for you and your loved ones. Before we jump into our video, don't forget to click that subscribe button and that bell icon to always be updated on all things travel. Now let's get into it. Number 1. The Duomo of Milan. The Cathedral of Milan, or in Italian, a Duomo refers to a monumental structure. A structure that is renowned for its exquisite architecture, and the completion of which required more than 600 years. Located smack dab in the middle of Milan, the southern region known as Piazza del Duomo. In 1386, the cathedral was built, but completed only formally in 1965, with the exterior designed in Italian Gothic style. The cathedral's architecture is undeniably stunning, and has a skyline dominated by a dizzying array of spires, decorated with statues and other interior embellishments. Stained glass windows bursting in vivid colors, and add in the color spaces between the central columns, one can find an amazing exposition of works of art. And other fine, exquisite statues adorn this massive structure. Located at the very center of Milan, a visit to the city would not be complete without stepping through its imposing doors. Number 2. Photographs by Vittorio Emanuele II exhibited in the Galleria Imperiale di Vittorio Emanuele II Grande, possibly the most expensive and elaborate shopping center that you'll never want to leave. Located within this pedestrian mall is roofed by 2 glass vaulted arcades, which has been voted as one of the most rare examples of glass and metalwork. At the heart of the structure is a glass cupola that shimmers as light passes through it, stands out, and is one to be admired. Stunning examples of glass and iron construction. The main reason why people travel to the Grand Emanuele is to explore the Galleria of Vittorio. In this convenient one-stop shopping location, you can find a wide selection of brands of extreme affluence like Versace. However, you can also find lesser-known brands like Chanel, Fendi, MCM, including cafes and restaurants that have been around for a long time in Italy. If you're hungry, there are restaurants inside that will satisfy your hunger. Learn what life was like in Milan during the age of Vittorio Emanuele II's Grand Gallery. At number 3, Sforzesco Castle, Castello, Sforzesco, and Italian by the name of the family who wanted it, was built in the 15th century by Francesco Sforzesco, Duke of Milan. The house was constructed in the 1900s for the family, created in the 15th century by Duke Francesco Sforza. Foundations of the city of Milan that which were constructed upon were the remains of the stronghold built in the 14th century. It has undergone extensive reorganization over centuries, and it is now home to a plethora of works of art. You can also find intriguing short-term art displays. This fortress from the 15th century was built around the city of Milan, Italy, and takes place in large-scale gardens, established as a claim to fame. The first blueprint was drawn up in the year 1370. Taking place are extensive alterations and additions, but the structure remains classy and authoritative. The castle's entrance features a colossal brick barrier adorned with towers and a central security watchtower on your way out. If you look around the courtyard and the towering watchtowers, the massiveness in addition to the awe-inspiring castle, there is a plethora of localized exhibitions and collections that have a wide variety of fascinating historical documents and artifacts. Number 4. Pinacoteca di Brera, Milan has a wide variety of prestigious art museums. The incredibly attractive Pinacoteca di Brera, meanwhile, is probably one of the best of them. The best art venues in Milan for lovers who owe their existence to Napoleon, taken many of Italy's finest works of art in the visual arts during the 18th century, and placed them here in this Milan museum, a world-renowned museum housing some truly incredible collections of exquisite artworks. Housed in more than 40 rooms, and they have an Italian art upstairs in the field of academia, the ballet, the arts, and the still active art institution established in 1776. Austria's Maria Theresa gets her work done by artists from Italy, such as Raphael Tintoretto. The works of Veronese and Caravaggio are showcased. Collections of work by European masters, Brandt, Van Dyck, and Goya are all renowned artists. However, tourists are also well represented. Can also take a leisurely stroll through the scenic restaurants on the streets surrounding the museum. Featuring numerous eateries, make the purchases from the quaint stores a lot more less. Number 5. Opera Teatro alla Scala. One of the world's most famous opera houses. The final bell the world's musical Scala has rung out of all the great opera composers, performers, and theatergoers. Seats 2,800 people and is well known and feared for both those reasons due to their status as Italy's strictest theater. Play season starts in early December and ends in early March until May, but tickets are frequently extremely challenging to find, as well as optimal methods for booking travel arrangements to be done by the hotel. But you might want to double check with a location in the same building as the box office trailer park in Alaska called Museo Tia. Get your hands on a selection of outfits from historic events and performances. Collectibles owned by the greats who performed and by whom they performed their own works. Scaled up to the last degree, Verdi Rizzini, the legendary conductor Arciero Toscini. If there is no dress rehearsal, as time goes on, visitors to the museum can view displays that show the opera house's opulent interior. Definitely one of the most impressive in the world. Number 6. Navigli. Featuring close proximity to downtown hub where all the finest hostels in Milan are, but despite the city's prime location where you can find this undiscovered gem, it's consequential to the sightseers so that you can get out of there, and the pathways line the canal on both sides. Bustling with restaurants and nightlife, enough to keep the most jaded audience members. If you're a traveler, the Navigli Grande is a fantastic ideal spot to take it easy on a sunny day. You can enjoy an afternoon stroll at the canal, all while keeping an eye on the boats which pass by, and when hunger strikes or if you're feeling parched, visit any one of the many restaurants and cafes close by that can be found at the canal. At night, it turns into a thriving hotspot and location for bar hopping where locals are likely to go onto the sidewalks, aperitivo in hand and wine. So if you're trying to find a place to drink in the area, a chill spot to hang out in the neighborhood, late afternoon or early evening around Navigli Grande. Number 7. Santa Maria del Grazie Church. While the outside of this church is not exactly well known, it is still a notable and endearing spot and has a graceful quality. The Gothic church was built in 1497 with the use of red bricks and a sizable back. The cathedral position on the site of the present-day basilica, positioned at the end of the Magenta, diametrically opposed side of Milan to the Duomo, one of the most important parts of the greatest works of art ever created. The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci is a masterpiece and is praised as such. This mural painting shows a scene from the biblical account of the Last Supper, and the passage has stood the test of time. Observations and analysis of the artwork have been scrutinized for meaning, and do check out this amazing piece of art and admire the painstaking attention to detail and implications of this renowned representation. Number 8. The Church of St. Brogio. The St. Ambrose Church, established in 386 by Ambrose of Milan, the patron saint of Milan, the fact that he is widely recognized as the city's patron. The present-day church is an architectural masterpiece, constructed in the Romanesque style, and has a choir founded in the 12th century for a church that was built in the 9th century. To view, the most prominent of which is the gigantic archway, which dates back to the 9th century, and a courtyard with sculpted stone pediments as one of Europe's leading portals. To find examples of Romanesque design, check out the pulpit inside, detailed Romanesque ornamentation, and the opulent sculptured silicon sarcophagus from the 4th century. Its high-tech exterior of the high-rise it covers can be found beneath it. The altar is a prime example of Carolingian art, the 835 Milan or Rime Heart. It's simple to overlook the blunder at the Duomo of shallow sock design from the 4th century, bare Vittorio access over the right-hand chapel. Number 9. Monumental Cemetery, situated just north of this busy city, is a cemetery. An enormous cemetery that deserves the adjective monumental, construction of utmost importance during the time that you're physically present on the land. It was founded in and is named after the year that dates back to the latter half of Milan's life story, the beginning of the historical site from Gothic to the Byzantine eras. Housing graves of famous politicians in Milan, you can also take a look at the artwork in the form of sculptures provided by the Italian artist. The graveyard isn't a monumental cemetery. Simply put, a cemetery is an extraordinary outdoor museum where you can enjoy great sculptures by famous artists on display here. Cemeteries from the early 20th century with 3 different areas. The central one is Catholic family graves located here, and individuals who are viewed from the right. Jews are the only ones allowed to use the front, while Catholics go to the right and non-Catholics to the left. Whose details you're most interested in learning about, free tours of fascinating tombs can be reserved. And at number 10, check out Parco Sempione if you're in Milan in need of a break from the city, the central business district, and then make your way over to the Parco Sempione. Thanks of it as one of the ideal spot to spend some time alone. Stroll, ride a bike, and admire art enthusiasts is a must-see, including a wide range of animals found in the park as well. Statues and ruins spanning more than 95 acres, and parkour spots for any and all guests, whether casually strolling through the outdoor activities such as panicking in grassy areas. You've reached the Arc of Peace, a symbol of confidence of having a good time in a chill, tranquil park setting. And for those who want a more recreational getaway and a little bit of piney trees are also location of Milan's public aquarium. To the hundreds of colorful marine creatures, and right next to the aquarium is the Civic Arena, a breathtaking neoclassical venue and an open-air arena. And that will be it for this video. What do you guys think of our feature on Milan? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and share button, and hit that bell icon as well to always be updated whenever we have a new video. We'll see you next time.